For more awesome videos, be sure to go on down, hit that subscribe button, and if you're going to be notified for further videos, hit that bell right beside it. Thanks, guys.
Hello there.
General Kenobi! You are a bold one.
Well, hey, what's going on, everyone? It's a bold one, and we're back with another video. I apologize. It feels like it's been forever since I put one out. And, yeah, so I'm finally glad to get a couple hours before work. I got about a little over under 2 hours. And so wanted to make a video today because, as we all know, that Darth Revan is coming to the game. And what this is going to be today is we're going to go over the Scourge of the Old Republic trailer that Capital Games and EA have released. And what I like to do, kind of like what I did with the last trailer, is I just kind of like to walk through it, see if there's any hints of what we could be doing or what we could be seeing, etc., etc. And so that's what I like to do. I thought it would be kind of fun. So what I'm going to do is we're just on YouTube. We're on the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes page, so this is not in my content or whatever, but we're going to let it roll once, and then we're going to go back through it. I'm going to pause, kind of explain why I think it's going to go on, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty, so there we go. So like I said before, we're going to go back through it real quick and kind of, I'll pause and stuff. So okay, so right here, if I remember right, and I think I'm right, is that either in Old Republic 1 or 2, I think it's 1, that basically there's like on one of the planets you can kind of do like an arena, and basically you fight different opponents, and then like the last opponent, so to speak, is a Mandalorian, and he's like the champion, and once you beat him, you kind of, you claim the championship title or whatever. I think it's on the first planet that you, right after you get off of the ship after the Sith invade. I could be wrong, but I also, in Old Republic 2, I think there's something kind of like this, so I wonder if either I'm getting mixed up or I am on track with this. And it looks like, my guess is this is going to be an early thing, because you see kind of him by himself, and I don't know. It could be representation of Darth Revan's conquering of the Mandalorians, because that's why he kind of, well, that's not exactly why he became Darkseid. Became Darkseid because of the Starforge, but so this could be just representation of his kind of fighting with the Mandalorians, because he's him leading the Republic. Was what conquered the Mandalorians, and then they came back as the Sith Empire. So it could be either way. Okay, so this scene right here, if you've played the Old Republic 1, this is where you find Juhani out in the I can't remember what it's called, but basically it's an area that's tainted by the dark side. But what's really curious is kind of speed it up a little. Yeah, we'll leave it right there. Is that Juhani's dark side here? Like, so she has like a red lightsaber and all kinds of stuff, but not in the trailer. And sorry, I keep doing that, but Um, and so, trying to get a good scene. Okay. So it's kind of an inverted scene because she doesn't turn light side unless you save her. Now, what I had thought originally, and I had gotten mixed up with Visas Mar, is that, or Vices Mar, however you want to say it, you can say it different ways, is that I thought that if you tried to save Juhani, you could kind of enslave her to do your will, but that's not what happens in the Knights of the Old Republic 1. Now, with Vices or Visas, you can do either way. And so at this side, it's kind of like, okay, this is an interesting scene. You'll probably have to fight her. I don't know with who. Probably Karth, and it's really interesting because the characters that you need, you don't really see till later, and so it makes me really interested. Like Dark Bastila doesn't come until the very end, and so I'm just curious if there's gonna be some light side characters in this that are I don't know. And so, but yeah, so this is a scene in. I think it's the Grove, is what they call it. But anyways, yeah, it's kind of an inverted scene, and it looks like Darth Revan kills her right there. So you know them, HK, Kandor Sordo, and Carthanasi. Yeah, I don't know who this is. Could be the one of the maybe the Sith ghosts that you. I think if I'm right in Korriban, you can actually fight when you're on there at the Sith Academy. There's like a Sith ghost you can fight. I'm either getting mixed up with one or two. So because you go into the same temple, or no, you don't go into the same temple. Yeah, I think this is where we fight one of the Sith ghosts or whatever. This scene is from the water planet. I'm really fuzzy on my planets, what you call them in this one. Not all of them, but this one. So if you remember in the regular Darth Revan or the Jedi Knight Revan challenge, there was like you were in an area that kind of looked like this, and it was like a Sith base, and basically you just fought these people, and you had the light side characters. Same planet, maybe a different part because there is a part where you can like sabotage the Empire, and then if you're dark side, you can sabotage the Republic. So this might be like an inverted kind of planet. So, alrighty, so this right here, spoiler alert. So if you want to find out, what about, if you want to find out what happens in, excuse me, the Old Republic 1, I would just skip ahead. I don't know how far, but anyways, so this part is it's close to the very end. It's when you land on the last planet that's by the Starforge. Basically, it's the Starforge or this planet, it's vice versa. One's in orbit of the other. I can't remember how large the Starforge is, but so this scene right here is actually, so you play as Revan, and you go through the temple fighting the Sith, and then Basil's been captured at this point by Malik. You don't really know anything about her. You're trying to save her. And you show up at this point on top of the temple, and right before you go up, Jolie is all of a sudden like, hey, I'm going to go with you. And you're like, okay, cool. So you go up there, and then you, and I think Juhani does too if you're light side, but I can't remember. Maybe it was both of them, actually. And Dark Bastila is here. So, but what happens, and as you'll see here in a minute, let's actually fast forward and see. Okay. Yeah, so maybe Juhani is there too. Maybe it's both of them, yeah. I've only done the dark side, I think, once, so I hate making bad decisions in RPGs. I just can't do it. And so I have to force myself. Even though I love bad guys and love, like, the Sith Lords, I still always end up being a good guy for some reason. So, because this is interesting right here is because what happens is that if you want to go dark side, you don't fight Bastila. You just turn, and Jolie's like, oh, no, I'm not letting this happen. And I guess Juhani does too. I'll have to go back and watch that part. I probably should have before this. But either way, so then basically you two kill them, and then you go up to the Starforge to overthrow Malik. But if you're on light side, you beat her, and then she escapes, I think. Or she either she escapes, and then you fight her a second time. So, ooh, okay. So right here. So yeah, this scene doesn't make much sense. Okay, in all honesty, this is probably going to be the last scene. There's This just seems like a good boss fight, unless maybe it's Malik, maybe that you'll fight at the end. I don't know. It makes sense because this planet is the one that you go, that you stay on right before you go to the Starforge and fight Malik. So maybe this will be like a second to last fight or something. Maybe at the end you'll fight Malik with everybody. But this would be my guess close to the end of the fight. They might not want to give away too much in the trailer. So I would either say this is the end or close to it. But it doesn't make sense with T3 because you don't need him, so I don't know. But this might be a cool fight to have. Maybe they just kind of make some characters up or something. But anyways, so remember this sword right here because that's going to be important. So this is on that planet, like I was saying. So you have all of these characters. So everybody's basically where they at, except these two need to switch. And I don't know if it does that in the thing or in the actual playthrough or not. But this would be my guess, is that this is going to be some kind of ending fight. But what's also interesting is that if you play through the dark side, I believe that you kill her, him, and these two. But with him, you can actually turn him to the dark side. Like at the very end, he's like, I'll fight you or whatever. And then Dark Bastila is like, hey, you should just join the dark side because you're really useful and you'll die if you don't. He's like, okay. And then at the very end, after you defeat Malik, he's like a general or something like that. And so pretty cool, but we'll keep going. Okay, right here. Okay, so what makes me think is that fights there is that you have Zalbar's sword right here. This is the sword that he gets after you go through Kashyyyk. And so it makes me think that you have to fight them. Like, he's dead. I don't know, maybe somebody's on fire or something, dead corpses, I don't know. And this T3 is really throwing me off, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens.
Observation. Now that is the master I remember.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that, yeah, like I said, I think that will be close to the ending fight. I think they may actually let us fight Malik at the very end, which would be really cool. So yeah, but that's really what I wanted to show you guys today, at least on this video. Good news is that I'm off Wednesdays and Thursdays, and so I will be able to do my first Galactic or Grand Arena match, and maybe I'll be able to work the other two in on the mornings or something, but we'll have to see. But that's really all I have for you guys today. Appreciate you guys, all your support and love, and it's just been hard trying to do this all week with my first week of work. It's been really interesting at work. So, but yeah, I hope you guys are all ready for Darth Revan. I'm not. Unfortunately, I've been catching up on everything, and seems like he is going to be really powerful. And I don't have one character ready besides HK, and so I'm kind of disappointed that I'm not going to be ready for him. I'm probably going to get really set back because I'm using Jedi Knight Revan. It's a lot of anti-Jedi synergy, but also like directly against Darth Revan or Jedi Knight Revan. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time.